only one nose with two nostrils. So some kind of an architecture he has decided, and it has stood the test of time over years. Today, even I think in the digital age also, we are able to sustain with this kind of a body, with this kind of a hardware. Now, this hardware also has a specialty in the sense that it comes with a built-in software, like you have a computer or a system. And this software has got another advantage that it also gets auto-upgraded. We don't have to actually put in much of a thing. A child when it grows, learns. In case of a mobile or anything, we need to always upgrade the software. It will give a prompter. It will say that there is an upgrade, Apple 15.1.2 upgrade. So you will have to, do some kind of an upgradation. But human software gets upgraded automatically. But having said that, the upgradation that happens automatically may not be able to keep pace with the requirements that we have on a day-to-day basis with the changing requirements around the world. Now, this is where the very idea of skill development capacity building comes in. Now, just to summarize and to set the tone as to why we have this importance attached to skill development and capacity building, I wanted to emphasize this point. Now, from a government perspective, since I am representing the Ministry of Agriculture and I am looking after extension, I would like to specifically focus on only few issues. Of course, time is always a constraint. Skill development is an area which I love to speak hours together, but I don't know, we can't afford that kind of a discussion today. But then I would like to just summarize the main issues on which we have to focus going forward. Now, always in such forums, I will keep highlighting about 3 C's that are very important. The first C is the capacity building, the second C is the convergence, and the third C is the commercial output. Now, when we talk about capacity building, see in the skill development area, we know that there are disruptive technologies, innovative technologies, new things that are coming up. Now, these new things have to actually reach the person who is actually going to implement them. Now, let us take the agriculture sector and allied sectors. We have all the farmers, we have all the agri-rurals, we have the startups. Now, the idea is to upgrade their skill sets through some kind of a mechanism. Now, we have digital tools. In fact, in the ministry, we are now working upon a digital extraction framework, policy framework, which will also have a digital knowledge where we can integrate the information, the knowledge, the content available in different groups. It can either be a private sector, it can be a ICL institute, it can be a government. But one thing we should all remember is that the content that is generated for dissemination is all owned by the state. Be it Fasal Bima Yojana, be it Kisan Credit Card, whatever information that is there is all generated by the government. There can be no content that can be generated by a private sector or generated by a third party. Because it is only the content that the government generates or the content that the government has to offer for the farmers that needs to be disseminated. And that is where the whole idea of digital extension comes into place. Now here, what we should focus is not just dissemination part. Who is going to disseminate? Now we need capable people to disseminate. Suppose I say I am going to send a team for the World Cup T20. I am sending a competent bunch of 12 or 13 youngsters who will deliver different roles. Now here I want that kind of a capacity being built into my digital extension system. Be it Agri any concept you take. I don't know, there must be a lot of discussion that has happened here. I presume some fruitful discussion that happened, centered around the digital framework. For this, you need to have a bunch of, capacity built, ready extension workers who can actually deliver this. They are our messengers. Now, how do they do this? Are they fully equipped to do this? That is where we have to focus on, and that is where the role of capacity building comes in. All of you must have heard about the Capacity Building Commission and the Mission Karmayogi. In fact, we have also started working with them, and we are working on the Krishi Karmayogi mission. Krishi Karmayogi mission will specifically focus on upgrading the skills, upgrading the capacity of extension workers, especially the frontline extension workers. We have about 2 lakh odd frontline extension workers under various setups. They work in KVKs, they work in Atma setups, ATMs, BTOs, state extension machinery. So all these people are to be, their capacity needs to be built. This is one important priority area for the government. The second area which I was talking about is the convergence. You must have been hearing about these terms, whole of government approach. You can't work in silos. The government should not work in silos. ICAR has got an extension wing. Department of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has got an extension wing. State universities have got extension wings. Then you have KVKs, they also do extension, farm demonstration. And then you have a whole lot of private ISAP, digital green, so many in the private domain who are doing lot of good extension work. Now where is the convergence? Have we provided a platform for bringing them all together and leverage the efficiencies that is existing in the system already? Why do you have to work in silos and multiply your inefficiencies? So this is another focus area on which the government is working. Now the third thing which I wanted to focus is the commercialization, commercial outlook that we need to have. At the end of the day, what we have to do is through an extension or through a digital technology, the focus is always to enhance the productivity levels, enhance the farm incomes. Now, if you see the benchmark yields all over the world, and then compare it with the Indian, standards, be it paddy, be it cotton, we are lagging far behind. So we have a lot to do, not only in terms of production, but I'm not talking about the post-production yet, because even in the pre-production domain, we have a lot of things to actually cover. Now, after production comes the market accessibility, reach, making farmers, discover a good remunerative price for their produce, provide them that kind of an infrastructure by which they are able to minimize the post-harvest losses. These are all other areas that which we have to reach out to the farmers. This is called as market-driven extension, market-led extension. This is another focus area. In fact, the Committee on Doubling of Farmers' Income has been specifically focused on extension activities, not just focused on production-centric activities, but also the post-production activities. Now, here, post-production is only towards a commercial outlook. You have to enhance the income levels of the farmers. That is the focus area. And you have several strategies. You have integrated farming, you have infrastructure after harvest so that you can minimize losses. You have to realize more out of your produce that you are producing. So that is the intent. So these are the three focus areas, and you have innovation technologies, and you have this skill development that is going to play a very vital role, because the enhanced skill sets of farmers, other stakeholders will actually make this happen. Now, all of us have listened about the PDMC, per crop, more crop. Now, what actually skill development does is something like that. Per person, more function. Every person who is in either an extension or agriculture or livestock management will be able to deliver more. Not only in terms of the activities, but in terms of the knowledge dissemination, in terms of the technology, in terms of the innovation. We are talking about the disruptive technology. How are these disruptive technologies going to be implemented at the ground level? Ground truthing, which we call. So that is going to happen only through the skill development of the workforce that we have. And as I said, we have to avoid duplication of efforts. A lot of effort is happening in the extension field and also in the skill development. There are so many skill sector is there, Skill Council of India in agriculture. They have got about 26 sectors, I guess, and they are working in different areas. Because agriculture is the area on which we are discussing today. Even in agriculture, we have so many players who are actually into skill development. There is a need to bring all of them together. Having such conclave also will provide a platform for bringing all this thought process together, and moving forward, if we are able to converge our efforts, I think India, with the human capital, the hardware that we have got, and the potential for developing the software, I think sky is the limit for all of us. And I sincerely hope that as we move forward, there will be some path-breaking achievements that our country will be able to develop and follow and become this Atmanirbhar Bharat, not only in agriculture, in all the other allied sectors. And that these are my thoughts in short in the available time that was allotted to me. I thank Arya sir for the opportunity that has been given to me, and anyone who wants to actually reach out to me in the ministry for sharing their thoughts and ideas are welcome. And thank you all once again.